Hello, my name is Chloe Lafferty. I am 19 years old. I attended St Margaret's High School in Airdrie and I now work at Enable Scotland as a project assistant of History Boys and Girls. History Boys and Girls is a project which allows pupils of Fir Park and Buchanan High to look at what it was like for former pupils of both schools.
It's just because you're nosy, you want to know.
The pupils attended workshops at Strathclyde University and soon went on to interviews and let these former pupils tell their stories.
Can you tell me your full name?
It's Andrew McGregor.
And what year were you born?
I was born in 1981.
And which secondary school did you attend?
I attended Fir Park School from 1986 to 1999.
Hi there, my name is William McBride.
What year were you born?
1982.
What secondary school did you attend?
Fir Park.
My name's Hugh Kelly. I'm 60 years of age and I went to Park Special School, Brigade. I can't really remember my first day at school. I believe my mother took me and she sat with me for half an hour I settled and then she left me and I honestly can't remember much about my early days at school. But I enjoyed my early days, I know that much.
My first day, I actually remember every minute. I remember the end of the day, drawing wee houses and sticking bits onto them, and I remember my very first teacher, Mrs Rafferty, and her teaching assistant at that time was Mrs Scott. I got a good vibe about this school from day one. I was the Ducks twice, which I think was an amazing achievement. I learned a lot that I don't think I would have learned going to a mainstream school, because I don't think there was the same support that what there was offered at Fir Park.
First year I came here, I was a bit nervous, but the teachers, head teachers were all really friendly, very helpful, but yeah, it was amazing.
At that time you get the option, it was a grey jumper with the Fir Park badge, or it was a purple, kind of purple, no, not purple, looking if you're ready. I could never get one to fit, but I did have a white Fir Park polo shirt.
We were out to wear anything we wanted. I thought the bus, the braces on it, but we used to have nurses, and now Escort, they used to pick me up from the house, bring me to the school, then pick me up to the school and take me back home.
It was a special bus because we were at a special school. And I believe it's a special school because for special children. And I sat beside someone that came from the same scheme as myself.
I've still actually got a friend to this day that I still see during the week and at the weekend. That's about 30 odd years later. Well, at that time it was a secondary and a primary school in the one building. So you had block 1, which was the primary, and you had block 2, which was another step up. Then you had block 3 and block 4, which was the secondary.
I learned a hell of a lot when I came to school. The lessons, the subjects, everything was absolutely brilliant.
Learned a wee bit of French, a bit of woodworking, a wee bit of sewing, and see, with a bit of everything they do during the week. Reading was easy, I could read all day. Enjoyed the woodworking class. I don't know why I say this. Enjoyed anything that didn't involve work, you know, or using the brain. It was just the type of guy, person I was. Hyperactive, always on the go, you know.
2 or 3 of us were never that keen in swimming because obviously there's a school swimming pool. On a Friday, we would go for an early lunch and then go for swimming lessons. And the gym teacher at that time was a Miss Glenn. She was here for a year, she was lovely. And Mrs McCulloch, we both made sure we get some extra swimming lessons. And that helped because we could start going as part of the school.
We had a great football team at my time. I believe we won the Bishop Douglas Cup, which was against a lot of other schools. Maybe not special schools at the time. I think the Army were even involved. And I know the Army play a big part in the schools, and in Drum Park especially.
Remember one, we went to London. I played my home hushållet. That was just amazing.
Oh yes, loads of trips. Well, there was one which every year it would be the local taxi driver association in Motherwell and Wishaw. They were good to the school. We used to raise funds all year round. This one day of the year, every taxi in Motherwell and Wishaw would give up one day to take us all down to, it used to be Ayr, Largs, Saltcoats. We went to Troon a few times, but it always rained in Troon. When I started this school, you had the one teacher all the time. But when I moved to the secondary, that slightly changed. Took a wee bit of getting used to, but there was more subjects. It was just the kind of school where you were never afraid to speak to MD in the school, and everybody was there for each other.
My name is Christine King. I am a teacher from Buchanan High School. Since I can remember, I've always wanted to be a teacher. My dad was a teacher. I don't know if that influenced me at all. As a child, I loved playing at schools with my younger sister and her friends as the pupils. They told me from time to time that I was too strict, and that was when I was about 8 or 9 years of age. In Drum Park School, the second and third year that I was in the school, I actually taught in the primary department, which was quite different from teaching a secondary class, a secondary timetable. But that was something I did enjoy. 25 years it lasted in Drum Park School, and at the end of the 25 years, Drum Park School, as it was then, changed. The school split. The primary department moved to another campus, and the secondary department moved to our present location now, which is co-located with St Ambrose High School. When I went to Drum Park School originally, the school day was from 9:30 until 3 p.m.
The only class I didn't like was maths. I just couldn't get into maths at all, but some of the teachers knew that and they would make it fun. In later years we would go to the YMCA for a coffee and they would do maths that way. That was good because there was also a social aspect to that. You were out mixing with your teacher, but you were also mixing with members of the local community in the area.
Mathematics, you know, at a young age, or arithmetic. I wasn't a very good counter. I'm a good reader. I wasn't very good at writing. I believe more could have been done to help me improve that, but it wasn't.
Sometimes a 50-minute period for some pupils can be a bit too long, although I tend to teach in double periods, which makes it even longer. But with my subject, I like to get the pupils out and about into the community as much as possible. So as a result of that, I tend to work in double periods. The important thing is to keep the pupils motivated and give them a variety of tasks during the lesson. And I do spend quite a bit of time making arrangements with the venues, booking buses, filling in forums, and just generally getting organised for the next class or the next day, whichever.
In those days, what they call classroom assistants now, we called them nurses. So sometimes you would have a nurse in your class that would maybe help that person that was having issues, because at the end of the day, people are here they come to this school to be supported. And obviously there was rules. I mean, there was a lot of strict rules about bullying and things like there is in any school, but no, first part was always very relaxed, no feeling any pressure anyway.
I think one thing you have to remember is mutual respect. If you want pupils to do what you tell them and respect you, then you have to respect them. Pupils are pupils, teachers are teachers. There's a line that has to be drawn, but at the same token, you want your pupils to be able to approach you, you want to be able to help them. So I think that you need to establish a good working relationship with your pupils. Then you'll probably get the best from them.
Our interviewee and the camera, so you're showing the boards.
I had Mickey McHarford, Mickey Flaherty, Mickey Smith, Mickey Andrews, Mickey McDuck, Miss McMeeton, Miss Jones, Miss McCormick. All of them are all who, but I think the most favourite one would be Mickey McHarford.
There was Miss Islip. She was just an ordinary teacher. She listened to you when you asked her questions and that, and she tried to give you the right, proper answers to the questions.
I've never came across a bad teacher in here. The headmaster was he was totally 100% dedicated to this school and every pupil in it. If, like, the London trip, you had to put a wee bit towards, but I went to London like a second time and it was like quite short notice as a helper. And I found this out on the Thursday, or it was a Friday, and he actually went into his own pocket and helped pay for that, for me to go into London. So that's the kind of headmaster. He was all for the school and every pupil in it. He knew their families. He always made sure that every pupil in this school was included in all the activities, like trips, outings. Well, I will confess now, used to deliberately forget my PE stuff sometimes. And Mrs McCulloch at the time, she was great. Before Mrs McMeekin and Mr McGurk are also good. She says, Andrew McGregor, you forgot that PE stuff again. She says, you're in trouble this week.
Well, when I misbehave, I was either sent out of class or sent to the head teacher.
I remember getting into trouble. Mrs Harris, Mrs Puricelli, I'll remember this, for not eating my dinner. You wouldn't believe that now. But every day, for a wee while, I wouldn't eat a thing, and then everybody in the school worried. It was just a wee bad phase I was going through.
I always remember this one. His name was Stanley Bogacz. He was Polish, and obviously did was roar at the top of his voice and bang his desk down if you weren't being quiet. Mrs O'Keefe, she'd give you 3 the belt, or send you to the headmistress to get 3 the belt.
It wasn't the happiest moments in my teaching career to use the belt, but I did use it. Probably I felt worse, if not as bad as the pupil after I had used it, but I did use a belt on a couple of occasions. But at the end of my first year teaching, that would be in 1982, the belt was banned. I mean, I did get the belt at school myself 3 times. Once for talking in class, and it was a teacher who I was very fond of. and she gave me the belt and I was really hurt, but then I had offended. On another occasion, I didn't think it was fair. I was late for school because the bus hadn't turned up, and the teacher at the school gate belted everybody that was late. So sometimes the belt was misused. It wasn't used in the correct way.
Well, I just got worse and started rebelling, running away from school, getting parked off the grey bus, you know. And I think, I don't know, I think I was getting to that age, coming up to my teenage years, that you started noticing people and you were different. It was a special school I was going to. We all went there for different reasons and different illnesses. You know, I had hydrocephalus, which is water in the brain, you know, and when you told people you had water in the brain, they just used to say, get a wee tap in the head and you'll be all right, you know, things like that. Sent me to see a psychiatrist who came up with an idea of sending me to a place called Hartwood Hill. Hartwood Hill's a psychiatric hospital, right? And I was in Hartwood Hill at the age of 14 years of age because there was no other place for me. And I was on Ligacto. Ligacto's a heavy sedative. I don't know if they'd get permission to use that today on children. And I was there between the ages of 14, I don't know, I was maybe nearly 15. I think I celebrated my 15th birthday there. And because it was a special school, you hadn't to leave school till you were 16. Then they made a condition that I could leave if I got a job at 15 years of age. And I got a job. I can always remember it was a long hot summer. I had been out the hospital, but I remember going into Glasgow one day, the North British Hotel in George Square. And I went over across the road and went into the hotel and I asked to see the manager. I was looking for a job, and I got a job as a page boy. I was a head page boy. I was only page boy, but I was a head page boy. And that was me starting my working career at 15 years of age.
Det var much options when I left school, so I had to stay on for another year or leave, and I decided to leave. It's hard because when we left, it was very hard for people with disability. But I was here for anyone to come here with disability. It's the best school for everyone with disability.
Now in S4 and S5 the pupils have options and they do have the opportunity to choose subjects. A few years ago in Drum Park School that was not the case, but yes, the pupils do have a choice. They've got a much wider choice now than they had in the past.
When I left school, what happened was I went on, before I left, I went on a 1 week taster to Motherwell College. I was on the Link course for quite a number of years, which you had to go 1 day a week to prepare you for your next step out in the big bad world.
The work experience is something that all pupils get a chance to do as well during their 4th and 5th years. So yes, I think the school does pretty well by way of preparation, and meetings are held with parents and family to help prepare for life after school.
They had really good links with Motherwell College, and they had good links with like the local employers like ASDA and the YMCA and things.
I left school and went right into work. I worked in a shopman in Motherwell right after I left school.
From 3rd year, pupils have got vocational experience. It can be in school, things like construction and gardening. Further up the school, there's opportunity for hairdressing, for beauty therapy. Organisations like Enable are very helpful in organising workplace visits. So there's a lot of work that goes into preparing pupils for work and for life after school.
I just love this setup down here, you know. There seem to be more for the kids today in these special schools, or for special needs kids, than there ever was in the place when I was away. And my God, that feels like an eternity ago. The change is just phenomenal. The classes you have, the layout, the teachers, the stuff you have to use. You know, back in my day we had a blackboard and some books, but now the stuff they have now is amazing, like videos and DVDs and cameras and what have you. It's just amazing. The gym, even the gym hall, a thing that we didn't have, you have one of them as well, fully equipped. You know, it's amazing. And long may it continue for the Waynes.
The ex-pupils had different stories of what their experiences like at school. Some were good and then some were not so good. I really do hope the kids that were on this course take something away from it. Maybe they see things in a different light. That maybe, yeah, they don't like school, but it's different now and it's changed for the better. There's a lot more opportunities for people with additional support needs, for getting into colleges and actually getting into work placement now than there was years ago.
Hi, my name is Taylor Main. I'm 17 years old and I attended Buchanan High School.
My name is Michael Kane. I went to Buchanan High. I'm 18 and I was a part of the History Boys Girls project. I've enjoyed learning the good and the bad.
It was quite interesting to just learn more, and it's like you can understand what it was like back then because you get to know more about people and you just understand more about their lives and you kind of know what you're expecting when you leave school.
Learning about the history of people that suffer with disabilities and special needs. A lot of the stuff that we learned was also quite sad, how people were treated in the past, and it's only recently that they're given the opportunity for people to achieve higher, to improve. But it's not just sitting in a class doing work, it's also practical stuff.
So you can start college still while you're at school, so it's like you just kind of know more about it.
Seeing the kids doing interviews and letting the ex-pupils tell their stories was really good because it gave them the chance to voice what they wanted. Going into Fir Park and Buchanan High, you always saw a smiling face from any teacher. Up at these schools, they have formed relationships with the teachers, which was really nice to see.
It's still the same school I left in 1999. It's just changed. It's now a secondary only school. There are a few faces changed, but it's still the same kind of happy family.
Every individual is different, but they all have something. I have seen so many people leave Drum Park when I was a former pupil and go on to better things. Maybe I'm not one of them, you know, but I'm still alive today and I've done quite a lot in my life. But I've seen people leave Drum Park and move on and get jobs. I know one that became a lawyer, one or two became lawyers actually, and others moved on to do nursing and different things that they wanted to do. So they do have a life out there after school.
For me, it's been a pleasure to be a teacher in an additional support needs school. I just hope that I've been able to make a difference in the lives of some of the young people that I've come in contact with.
It was the happiest 15 years of my life, and I have a lot to say happy memories of it. And I think it made me the person I am in life. It good confidence building as well, and made you a part of your local community.
It In both Fir Park and Buchanan, there is a course called Employability, which looks at writing CVs, helping with job applications, college applications, and getting work experience. It's going to help them so much in the future. It's going to help them to get their first job or get their first placement into college with the rest of their life, really. It's really good to see the changes over the years compared to what it was like back in the past. Even though they have changed for the better, there's still a lot of room to improve, and we can all play a part in that.
This is funny thinking back to this. It just as you mentioned it, we went to the Kelvin Hall.
How long was the school day?
About 7 or 8 hours, from 9 to about 3. That's only 6 hours, isn't it? See, my mathematics isn't very good.
There was a machine there and somebody had tilted it and all these cans were coming out. Now we didn't know at the time, but CCTV.
Now, Mary, I'm going back a long time to remember when I was a teenager choosing my subjects at school. But
So about a week later, Mr. Conley came in, I think, and says, "I'm here to speak to this class." He says, "And I'm very surprised who's been involved."
I became an apprentice butcher in the Rufflet, but I had more cuts in a fortnight than he had in 40 years. That's what he told me anyway when he sacked me. Then I became a baker.
And how does it feel to be back in school today?
It feels really good actually. It feels as if I've come home again.